I had a crush on Bolt, the super dog. I wanted to be part of the pack of the dog whisperers. This girl, she always threatened me. I don't know why girls were like that. Oh my god, she would always threaten me, and she told me, yeah, I put your story to National Geographic, like, and it's all over the news, everyone knows that you're dog girl. And I would cry. That's why I'm just a one-to-one person and from different social circles, because I just want to be friends because of you and me, nothing else. Like, this is about you and me. Or maybe I'm just a narcissist. I don't trust groups. I don't know about you, but it's like, I think that it's stronger, like building a bond with someone, dedicating that time to one person, than just sending like random memes in a group chat in which you just send stickers, memes, and you like ha 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 ha, and you roast each other, and that's about it. Like, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I wanted to come here and talk to you. And to the ghost right there behind your back. And well, we gotta greet everyone in here. We're kind and humble as always. I wanted to talk about friendships, or rather the lack thereof, or rather my anecdotes, I guess, with social stuff along the years. So I was gonna exercise. Yeah, that's a good one. No, this is just for the core. But anyways, you know, we gotta match the outfit. So green and green. I'll explain. So there's this movie called The Duff. I don't know if it's an actual thing or if it's just part of the fiction movie and like it's not a real concept. But basically, when you're the Duff, you're like the least attractive one out of your friends. They showed you the skinny girl, beautiful, and blah 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 blah, and then the protagonist was sort of chubby and stuff. That means that everyone that actually talks to you only talks to you because they want to get to your hot friends. I wasn't sad about it, but like, why am I the only frizzy Oompa Loompa in here? Like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And then I saw the Duff and I was like, oh my gosh, I can relate, and at the same time I can't, because like, they're not pretty, they're just skinny. Faded into the background. Like, as I said before, people only knew about me because of her. And it was sort of annoying. And it's like, yeah, she's Mary's best friend. And it's like, no, I have a name, I'm not her little pet. One time, like, I like, a girl asked permission to go to the bathroom, and I just nicked out, like, after her, and when she found out that I did that, she laughed so much. Her skin was pale, so that meant that she blushed easily. Of course, I didn't catch up to that. All I can remember is that she was laughing too much, and I was like, oh my god. I was like fangirling. I was like, oh my god, I did that. She's laughing so much. She's laughing with me. She's laughing with me. Like, a girl is laughing with me. And like, it might come off as desperate and needy, but like, honestly, fuck off. I was so happy. I was so happy. That was another time in which I was so happy. And like, I thought, oh my god, we're best friends now. And she likes me more than her best friend. She likes me more because she already had a best friend. I mean, everyone had their friendships settled. Like, you know, when they said free period and like you can play with everyone. I was the one that got invited into the group because the teacher had to like make an intervention. And then they would make me like put out the cards for them to play the game. Like, arrange the cards. I was like the little, I don't know, oh my god. But like, then they were, oh no, before that, I know it might sound a little crazy or desperate or whatever, but I just thought that I genuinely had made her cry to the point of blushing, but then I realized that she blushed all the freaking time, because, again, she was as pale as a vampire. But I thought it was more fun, that I thought that I had made her feel the most fun ever in her whole life, and I took so much credit for it. And then because like back then I used to go desk by desk. I didn't know what it was. Like, of course I would have loved anyone that I greet, like as if a real best friend, but like here's the thing, I used to do this thing in which I would just go desk to desk and I would be like, hi, do you want to be my best friend? And they would be like, I already have a best friend. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I would go to the next one, like, hi, can we be best friends? And they would answer the same thing. And then one of them was like, you're not supposed to ask that. I don't know if anyone like ever looked at me down like look me down with pity. I don't want you to do that right now, okay? Don't. Like, I'm so proud. I was such a little cutie, honestly. I don't want to sound like I hate girls, but trust me, it was quite hard making female friends in elementary school, okay? It was very hard. So, and it was even harder, no, it was so easy to hang with the boys, okay? Like, it was. And I made, like, the problem was that once I got a male best friend, I'd fall in love with him. Oh, goodness. Do you know the movie Horton? Well, basically, in the movie about Dr. Seuss, you should watch it. Well, I don't know, maybe if you're into like animated movies, but yeah, it's a very old one. In the movie, this elephant called Horton, he finds a flower which has a speck, and inside of the speck there's the Who village, you know, like the Grinch, all of that universe, the Cat in the Hat and stuff. You should know about it. I don't know, I mean, I didn't know who Dr. Seuss was, but I knew about the movies, so maybe you're confused. But yeah, it's the Who people. So Horton was taking care of the flower, and like when little kids like animal babies, because like this movie is about animals. So when the kids asked him like what he was doing, why he was talking to a flower, and he explained that there was people in there, the mama, like the boss, I don't know, the one from the jungle, the kangaroo, she got so pissed, and she was like, she's talking Horton is putting all of this like bad information to our kids. He's lying, he's making up stuff, and like you believe him and blah 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 blah. And she put the whole jungle against him, and they went, like, they literally chased him down, like they hunt him down. That's like the final scene, right? Because he had a journey to leave the flower somewhere or something for it to be safe. And then like the kangaroo, like Horton was not hurting anyone, he was minding his own business with the flower, but the kangaroo makes it her whole mission to destroy the flower and destroy Horton. And they chase him down, and once they do, they cage Horton inside of like a bamboo cage and start hitting him with sticks. To sound very aggressive, but yeah, it's a kids movie, I swear. And they bring a hot pot to boil the flower, and they take it away from his trunk. Oh, it's so sad, I cried. And what, and the worst part is a Horton gives a heartfelt speech about how a person is a person, no matter how small. I think that's why it stuck with me, because like back in the day, as I was saying, I was the smallest one in the classroom. Like literally, I was premature. Is that how you call that in English? Like when you're born before you're supposed to. And I was very, very small. I think I'm smaller than Taiga, like from Asaiga, like Asaiga, Palm Top Tiger. You know what I'm saying, Dora Dora. And like at the end of the movie, like when they actually get evidence and they listen to the Who's that scream super loud with all of their power and all of their lungs, and they finally listen to them, and they're like, oh, I hear it, they're over there, they're real, because they're like, we're here. Oh, it's such a beautiful scene. But yeah, so I was saying, like, Horton gives this speech, and right after the speech, they get even more violent, and people are in the crowds, they're like cheering for their suffering, and to boil the flower. What did he ever do to you? It's like, what? And after that, when they finally release Horton, he finds that the kangaroo is all sad, boo-hoo, because she was not right. Not because she was gonna apologize for anything. And you know what Horton does? Horton gives her a cookie. He gives her a cookie, and like after everything, almost a murder, after kidnapping him, he gives her a cookie, and that stuck with me a lot. I'm not gonna say it changed me, no it didn't, it just reinforced like some beliefs that I already had. Like, whoa, I want to be like Horton. There's this scene in Horton in which he, like, I wrote a reflection on it, but my computer is it doesn't have battery, so I can't read it. I'll read it afterwards when it's like when I'm done with the video, perhaps. And I also have some slam poetry, although it's not going to be performed because I haven't memorized it. I just realized that I had it in there, and it's part of this video. So like I was so I was just thinking to myself, I was like, whoa, if Horton was able not to feel a grudge, like not to hold a grudge against her, not to feel resentful, not to want revenge, then why should I? I want to be just like Horton. Because there's the scene in which the literal elephant he is, just to save the flower, he has to go, like I said, there was a journey, and he has to go through a trail. And so, like a bridge. And the bridge is very fragile, and he says, I'm gonna be light as a feather, light as a feather, light as a feather. And he like breathes at the top of his lungs, you know, to be like more light in order to cross the bridge. That kind of perseverance, that is what I want for myself. I know it sounds silly, but no, it isn't silly. It isn't silly. It may be silly for you, but it's not silly for me. Oh my god. So many leaders I can, ugh, I hate that word. Not leaders, but like so much. I'll make a video about that, about the characters that inspire me and that make me want to be better. And many of them are like in animations. I'll also make a recommendation of animated movies as well. This is not a question. You don't have to leave any comments or likes. I don't care. I'm just gonna do the video because I really want to share it. But so as I was saying, like, that taught me a lot to deal with bullies. And I'm not saying that I'm an angel, like, God no, especially not in the last years. But I was just saying that, for example, when I was little in elementary, there was this girl with which we had I mean, she started first, obviously. Like, she just like bothered me all the time and like pushed me. Like, we were in the slide in the park, because we had like a little park in the school, and she pulled my skirt in front of, yeah, every kid in the playground. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, what? And she did that because little bitch was gonna fall down from the swing, because we were doing that thing in which you crawl up from the swing, and she was gonna fall, and she decided to hold on to my booty. And I mean, I wouldn't blame her either, but but like, come on, that's uncomfy. Not here, not right now, not ever actually. But yeah, so she did that, and we had a fight, and I wanted to impress a boy, so I fought back, even though I was like, hey, I don't want to fight. Like, I mean, in my mind, like, I'm the type that wouldn't fight like that. But yeah, we had like a fight, and like, she pulled my hair, I pulled hers, and I had like a Welch juice box, and I threw all of that in on her uniform just to impress that boy. No, just kidding, she really deserved it. Like, I was waiting for the moment. Like, that boy was just the excuse. It's not that I was doing it for him or anything. Like, it was more for myself than anything. But it was so epic. It was like my first fight. But like, it was awful. It was awful because like, they were drawing pictures of me, like ugly doodles with a bunch of, because back then, like, okay, so I have this condition, Epstein-Barr virus, in which for most people it does nothing. But since I have a liver transplant, I have to take pills so that my antibodies don't attack my liver and I die of a rejection. So the thing is that because of that virus, I got a lot of tissue growing that could turn into cancer, so I had to constantly be in surgeries, operations, and whatnot. And I was always congestionada, like, I don't know, you got it. Like, because of that tissue, like, it was hard for me. Like, I would snore, I would talk, I mean, I would breathe loudly because I had to breathe from my mouth. I couldn't breathe from my nose. And we had to sing the national anthem, and we were the tiniest ones. So she was like on front of me, and like, she would always say, your breath buzzes on my ears. Like, can you stop that? Like, I was like, what do you want? You want me to stop breathing? Because first she was like, I don't like you singing. Can you stop singing? And I was like, okay. Because I was a little submissive. Oh, I hate myself back then. But whatever. And like, yeah, like, and she had friends that sort of like, they you know those movies that are like super, I don't know, like kind of like, they give you like secondhand embarrassment because you feel that that's not how it happens in real life. But trust me, it does happen in real life. Like when girls like say secrets, they would say it like in front of me. They would look at me weird, they would give me the look, and they would, it's like, no, just kidding. I didn't have that sassy attitude. I should have had it back then, but I didn't. I was like, okay. I was really like that. And I think that's much better for everyone and for myself. Because once I started defending myself, I remember that she put all of the girls against me, and she said that, oh my god, look at her, she's super aggressive. Oh my god, she doesn't give a shit about school. She just blah, 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 blah. I was like, what? But yeah, and that's the story. And the thing is that I tried to be Horton. So she was leaving back to her country. It was during Christmas time, because our schedule of school time finishes around Christmas. And we were doing a Christmas activity, and we could do like shapes with plates, like plastic plates. And I did a snowman, and behind it I wrote, I am so sorry for everything, me. Like, yeah, I did get into a fight, okay, once. She had been bullying me for years. And I wrote, I'm so sorry that about everything of all these years, and I wish we could have had a friendship, or some crony stuff like that. Ugh. And I gave it to her as a farewell, you know, because she was leaving countries and stuff. So the thing is that when you're at school, the people which go outside to like by bus, the people that leave by bus, they get out early. But then the people that get out by car, back then they had to stay inside of the classroom to like keep control or something, I don't know. And she left because she was from bus. And then I was looking because we had to clean the classroom because we were the last ones in there. And I saw the little snowman thrown in a corner. I'm glad it wasn't thrown into the trash, because then I would have cried. But, you know, I didn't hold anything against her. I promised to myself that no matter if people in real life don't eat the cookie, I'll still try to be Horton, always. I'll be the Horton of the film every single time, as much as I can, no matter how hard it is, no matter if they spit the cookie at me. I'll try my best. I really put like all of my heart into the snowman, and that's what matters. That I was okay knowing that she read that and that she knew how I feel. So yeah. Another relationship in which I didn't get the closure that I needed. It was way easier for me when I was little to not have closure. I think it's way harder for me right now that I'm older. Like, I get more stuck up in things. I overthink it more. I want more. I want the closure. I think it's because I'm just sick and tired of that. Of like having to stand not having proper closure, I guess. I don't know. I used to believe that I was a dog. I would literally bark like a dog. I would practice my growls. I would watch The Dog Whisperer and get super excited with the intro and like pose. You know, I would pose like this, and like as if I was like Bolt. But that sort of got me connections with the older grades, believe it or not. I don't know about you, but like Stranger Things makes me feel some sort of way, and like other series like that, they just make me feel like I'll never have that, and it sort of makes me sad. You know, like that kind of like taking care of each other. I mean, obviously in the movie they have to take care of their lives quite literally, but it's like no one would die for me. And actually, that's too easy. No, I'm not recalling the Joker. Like, literally, I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about it, actually. You know how there's that typical scene in movies in which they say, oh no, kill me, not her. I think that that's the easy thing to do. Why? Because the one that has to move on, the one that has to grieve, the one that has to guilt trip his own self is you. Like, after your partner sacrifices himself for you. You know what I mean? Like, the hardest part is living without that person. Because if you're dead, you're dead. Like, you know, like, what, you're gonna feel sad? Like, what? No, you're not in pain. I think, like, you know, that scene in which, yeah, like, someone wants to take revenge and they're like, hurt me, not her. Nah, it's like, let her die. You're making the biggest sacrifice by living day to day, surviving without her. So, yeah, that's just my concept of true love. I don't know, quite morbid, but, but yeah, and I was like, I don't have that connection or like that, you know, rom-coms like How I Met Your Mother, like all that stuff makes me feel so cute and warm and fussy, but at the same time it makes me feel so bad because it's like, oh my gosh, I wish we had like a spot that we visited very often and like we were always together and like it was a mixed groups of both boys and girls and like we loved each other like family, and whenever we argued, like it wouldn't split, because that's what happens like in the groups that I've been. Like, someone fights and they freaking choose sides. Like, it's, I don't know, freaking a battle or something. It's like, what? That's ridiculous. Like, if you love me, you would want the best for the whole group, so you would try for us to be together. I don't know. But, like, that kind of loyalty, that kind of closeness, like, openness to give love, to hugs. And you listen to the songs and like they just remind you to all of those badass scenes or like reuniting scenes and all of the hugs and all of the feels and how they all know each other very well. And oh my god, I wish I had that so bad. Cause like back then it was like, oh yeah, squad, like I want to have a squad, yeah. But it's like, I want to have a squad for real. Whenever I go into someone else's squad, I feel like I'll never have what they have, and I feel like I'm an intrusive in there, you know? No, it's not that I'm not enough. God damn, I'm more than enough. Like, you know, all that I have to offer in a friendship? Come on. Don't even get me started, honey. But it's like, it's not that I'm afraid that they don't know. It's just that we won't have it. We don't have the same time. Sometimes I want to go with, like, friends is whatever that you go to when you pick up from where you left last time, but it's like, heck, I also want to get a little call here and there, a little message here and there. Like, don't disappear. It's like ghosting. Sometimes I kind of feel jealous. You know, when I said that I was part of a group. So there was the leader of the group, like the one that, you know, like, you know that there's the group, but if there's this one person that everyone is here for, like, it's the reason, it's like the binder, like the glue of the group. Like, if she's out, everyone goes like a herd, like, it splits. As I said before, bad quality of friend groups, honestly. I don't know, I just love it. Like, coffee dates, bench talks in the park, like, give me attention, baby. Yeah, no, but honestly, I just love conversations. I love being with one person, dedicating my whole time to one person, and the same back. Sometimes I get annoyed, like, when they like, oh yeah, let's invite this person, this person, this person, this person. It's like, what, am I not enough for you? Or like, do you think I have a crush on you? Like, are you scared that we're gonna go on a date or something? Like, no, like, that's just my way of, like, I don't like texting, I don't like group chats. I love calling someone and talking for hours and hours. Even I love food, I hated birthday parties in restaurants, because like there was no playing, there was no engagement, there was no talking. You know how it was? It was like the birthday person was the king, and that person was in the seat over there, like 100 miles away from you. And then if you were lucky enough, if you arrived early, so those parties sucked. I hated those. It was that thing in which they say, yeah, without bullying, there's no friendship. In other relationships that I've had in which both of us have done the roasting, it's like we never stop, and then people start poking on your insecurities, like poking the bear, when you like attack them, it's like, oh, but why did you take that like that? It was just a joke my ass. Like I said, I live in the ass of the world. Does that make sense? Which is the reason, like, why many people came over to my birthday parties. Like, I didn't have that many slumber parties, or, yeah, that stuff in general. Or, like, you know how, because, like, most of the people, they lived right beside the school, so they would go walking to restaurants, they would go walking to each other's houses, like they would get picked up in a whole bunch of group, and I would just sit there and watch that, and I would talk to the janitor about how I made lasagna with my mom, and then the janitor would like tease me and say, oh, when are you gonna bring me some of that lasagna? And I would hug them. I was very friendly with all the staff, and my mom was like, you shouldn't do that, you're a little girl, he's an old man, like that's not okay. And I was like, but why? And I would still hug them, and I would get very, very like caring about all the guards, because like literally it's all the people that I had to talk to because no one else wanted to talk to me. But it's not like, oh yeah, I didn't have anyone, so I guess I'm gonna talk to you. No, it was not like that. It was like I decided I wanted to. No one happened to talk to me at the moment, and so I decided to talk to them. But it was like, it was always my choice, you know. It's not like I regret it. It's not that I'm using it as humor, like in a bad way. Like, it's a cute way. I remember it with all my heart. Like, oh my gosh, like the day that I knew he was fired, or like he left, I was so sad because like I couldn't bring him the lasagna ever. Like, we always joked about that because I was waiting for my granny to pick me up, and that was the best thing. Like, I wouldn't have wanted. No, yeah, I would have, obviously, as any other kid. Like, that's cool, you know. I've dealt with jealousy in the sense that I was always the one writing letters. I was always the one making plans. I always had to see everyone like make surprises, contact the person's mom, and tell everyone, shh, let's make this, and you bring this, and you bring that, and like, no one did a surprise party for me, and it just feels bad, you know. Like, yeah, I mean it from the heart, and then if you say something, you're like, oh, but you're such a party pooper, how can you do that? It's her day, it's not your day. And it's like, yeah, I know, but like, this has never happened to me. And it's like, everyone, it's like a carousel, everyone gets the turn but me. I don't know. It's sort of cool when like people come up to you and they have like a bunch of gifts, and they have like surprises, and like you're not expecting it, and all of a sudden all of them are there united, and they did, like, all of them organized to have something, a little something for you. I don't know if that's too superficial. I know that that's not the base of friendships, but man, that would be nice. Like, I would go to, like, you know, all those sites with free games back then. Like, I would go to those sites, but I had no online friends. I only knew about like games in which you didn't have to interact with anyone. But like, I spent so much time on the computer everywhere I went. Like, when my parents were fighting, I just grabbed my mom's laptop. If I was at my grandma's house, because no bus would take us to my house, because I said my route is very far from school. And that's not sad. Like, I'm not saying like a sad thing. Like, if you had video games to hold on to, I had Littlest Pet Shops. Littlest Pet Shops. I love those. Actually, there's some right there in the back that my grandma painted for me. I'll show you like in a second. My grandma painted my whole bedroom. It's wiped out, like they painted over it right now, but yeah, she painted my whole bedroom with Littlest Pet Shops, and I would entertain myself all the time. I would play doctor. I don't know why, but I've always played with my toys. Like, I've always had a relationship with my toys in which I nurture them, I take care of them. No, I don't know what it is. Like, that's how I entertain myself, by thinking that they were actually alive, and I don't think that's a scary thing. I don't think that's a sad thing. If you had, I don't know, Pokemons or freaking marbles to hold on to, I think that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Like, you found your way. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't miss out. Like, I wouldn't trade those hours. Like, dude, I used to play with my Littlest Pet Shops in the floor. So when my nanny came over to mop the floor, I would get so sad. It was like such a tease because I couldn't play with them because, like, obviously the floor was all wet. So I had to wait. Like, there was nothing better than, number one, waiting to arrive home to eat, and second, waiting to grab my computer if I was in my grandma's house, or my Littlest Pet Shops if I came over to my house. Like, it was just the best thing ever. And I'm glad that my childhood was like that, actually. I played so many games, and I remember that, you know, that you have to put your age, like your birth date, and you have to, yeah, so you have to put your birth page, the page, it literally sent me an email like, happy birthday, and I was like, that was the happiest day. That was the happiest birthday ever. I'm not lying. My parents fight every single birthday of mine, so like, trust me, it was my happiest birthday. And I was like, oh my gosh, you remembered. Because, I don't know, maybe I was too young, but I actually believed that the 3 girls, because like the logo of the page was like girlgames.com, and it was the 3 girls. And like main characters, and they appeared in the in like the card that said happy birthday. Obviously it's like an algorithm, it's a computer doing it up, but I thought that they were real and they had actually remembered my birthday, and I was so excited, and I'm so happy. I am so happy. I don't think that that's a loser thing. I wish each other, and like in Christmas time, like we're gonna make a Christmas party in which, like a Secret Santa in which everyone writes each other a letter instead of buying a gift, and like writing a letter about how important they are. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to describe it. I was so like a dreamer, like very illusion, high hopes, like very detailed, I guess. So many like party ideas that I never got to make because obviously like I didn't have a group to make them or people to invite, but that's okay. Like, wait a second, I just got so obsessed with the idea. Like, for me, it was a big deal if we ever said like we're gonna go to Iceland together. I meant it. I really meant it. Like, I would protect the friendship at all costs because I wouldn't be able to go if we broke up the friendship, you know, like it is a promise of life. Like, I don't want to have that first time or that experience without you. That's what I mean. Like, if I say we're going somewhere weird, like that's a promise. That's not a fantasy. I took it back then because I don't know about how I feel right now anymore, but back then when I was very decided, I had so many dreams and so many plans, and I wanted to do all that. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to ask them, where do you want to go? And I was just research about the place and everything that we could get done in the matter of a week. Or like, I would have notebooks for that to plan out all of our destinations. And like, I took it as real as ever. Like, I know they never understood it to that extent, but I did. I really took it to heart, and it was like a pinky promise. I was like, yes, we're gonna make it because we're gonna make it. I promise you, when we are older, when we are adults and we work, we're gonna make money and we're gonna go to that place together. Because like, I don't want to do it with anyone else but you. And you could say that I wasted my time on other people and loving other people, or building so much like future stuff that actually never came true. It could be the case, but I don't feel it's wasted. I had so much fun doing that, no matter the outcome. No matter if like, actually I'm not going to Japan with my boyfriend who is now my ex, with my friends who are now distant. Like, it's okay. It's okay, because like, I had lots of fun dreaming. My heart was always filled with joy making all of these lists, no matter if they came true or not. Like, I poured all of my heart, and I didn't even want to go to Dubai, but I wanted them to be happy, and like, I know that they will be happy perhaps someday, even if that's not with me. So, and I know that they will probably travel to the places that they wanted to travel, even if it's not with me. So, I mean, it's easy to say. Obviously I've been sad about that before, but not anymore, I guess. Like, I want to remember it with so much joy. Like, I was that friend, you know? I was a friend, but without a friend. But I was that friend, and I don't feel bad about that. I know it, and that's enough. Even though I never got recognition for it, but heck. Ooh, what? I remember, like, seeing this on my best friend's shelf, which is what I love the most about having like a best friend, is that we would buy, like, I would buy all of the same things all the time, and like those necklaces that like are like a heart, and they become one when you're together, like a best friend, like little heartbreak, and then joined. Or like we had plushies, and we bought the same things for each other. Like, it was so cute, honestly. I mean, that, if you see it like that way, if I remember it that way, then yeah, that was very fun. And I miss that. I miss having that. And I also feel like I've never had that at the same time, so I wish I can have that someday. Or maybe I'm already too old, and friendships when you're old are not the same as when you were little. 15 parties came over. Here in Latin America, it's a very big deal. So everybody, like my friends, they were like pressuring me a lot for it to be big, to invite a lot of people. And they were asking me, oh, who's in the list? Who's in the list? Am I gonna be your maid of honor? What are you gonna give us as a recordatorio, like a party favor? Like, what are going to be your party favors? Is there going to be alcohol? Is the dance floor going to be big? Are you going to hire a DJ? Are you going to, like, so many suggestions, and none of them, like, ever considered, like, what I felt comfy or happy with. And I wanted to please them. Going back to, like, the 15 pressure thing, I made a little poem that I'm going to read to you in case you've ever felt like that with whatever reunion, whatever birthday, whatever thing, whatever anything that you want to plan, and that people are just nosy, or people don't actually want the best for you, they just want the best for themselves. Because, like, after that 15th birthday party, none of the people that I invited, that I was not going to invite, but that I invited so that it would be a bigger party, none of my bridesmaids of honor, like the closest ones, that, none of them, and none of them are here right now, today, in my life. That's a thing that I do regret a lot. Putting so much attention to it and spending so much, like, I don't know, not stressing over a party. I don't stress over parties. I don't stress at all. I'm very chill. I'm very irresponsible, that's what. But, it's just that I feel bad that I made my parents, like, spend all that money trying to make other people have a good time without considering myself. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you a poem that is, and if you don't get some parts of it, weigh in, and that's what you call parachute, like people who are not invited, but they arrive still and they get to. Okay, so I'll start reading my slam poem that I hope to perform someday. It says, XV pressure. Tea parties with stuffed animals are exclusive, not because you need to show your ID to be accepted. The small quantity is not due to limitation. The reduced amount is actually all you have got, and that is bigger than 100 nice people. You're a lucky one if you keep celebrating with your plushies. Now, some might bitch about you not having alcohol over, but back then, there wasn't even tea in the teacups, and yet, it tasted like wonders. You may only have one kite flying in your sky, but it's flying for you. Those other skies you see, replete of parachutes. Here I'm referring to, like, the bigger parties, or the cooler parties, and that's what everybody wants to attend to, even strangers. Okay. Replete of parachutes coming from nowhere, out of the blue, they will walk away on their shoes once it's time to land, because they don't have true feelings or wishes for you. They fly for their own interest and pleasure. Keep it small. Whoever says you cannot afford for a bigger party is not richer than you are. Trust me, it's pitiful that some are just poor, because even with their exploiting room, filled up dance floors, and stages that are at the verge of their carrying capacity, this is referring to a party in which the party was so big, literally so many people went to it, that they broke the hotel, the doors, or something, like the walls, because like they were made of glass or something like that. It was so full. It was in the news and everything. Okay, so, and stages that are at the verge of their carrying capacity, they have nobody. They are not wealthy in having a confidential, a family built-in friendship. In reality, those hundreds of invitations are for strangers who don't even care for the birthday one. Don't rely on the number of bridesmaids or gentlemen of honor. Don't keep in mind the thousands of pictures of bunches that join. More than a cup with my name. I want to deserve my place in your celebration. People might start to sweat from how crowded the place may be, yet that is not the warmth that you have with your friends, the few ones, friends for a lifetime, not just yet to meet or just met. It's warmer there where there is more room to wander. You are closer to people when there is more space in the room. They are all distant while dancing. grinding onto each other. Maybe you won't even have to buy a signature book. But a pair of letters will do more than 100 checks. Checks, I mean, like, you know, that's normally what people give to you, like checks of, big fat checks of money. I mean, I still wanted the money, but okay, I'm gonna keep going. Then, yeah, they might have the power, yeah. But a pair of letters will do more than 100 checks, than $50 stuffed store-bought envelopes. They might have the power to wake up a neighborhood as they sing in unison. But in this small anniversary, the few ones that are here hang out in unity. Theirs might be public, pop up all around social media for everybody to go. Your party might not be too known for the public, but this privacy keeps it intimate and truer, more personal. Maybe everybody remembers that one party for all that they forgot, for how wasted they got. Here, you remember every single detail. And that wasn't due to gossip about who hooked up with who or who cheated on who. It was a giant, tiny party with assigned seats, but each one was occupied by the ones that were meant to be there that night. No room for ghost people. So yeah, that's what I wrote myself. I started writing it, I think, like, when I got back to the hotel, because, like, I slept in the hotel, because that's usually what you do, like, I don't know, like, in the party that you have, like, you sleep over there, because, like, carrying all of the decorations and stuff with you, like, yeah, it's a whole trip. So I mean, you need to have a room to, like, change and everything, to put on your dress. I can show you pictures if you want. But so I made that poem for myself because at heart I knew that I wasn't content with everything that was going on. I was putting pressure on my parents to, like, do all of these things, and I just wanted to see my friends happy. I wanted to please them. That's why. My friends. But more than a party, I just want you to take this for anything that you think is small. Doesn't mean that it's worthless. Goddamn. No. It's that's it, I guess. Am I tired? You know, you should lay on the floor more often. The floor is so much fun. Like, I was feeling so awful today, but I just sat here on the floor and I light up some candles and I started writing little lists, as always. And I felt much better. So much better that I decided to record a video. Sometimes I get so pissed because I love recording and talking to you, but it's like some days I just can't, and I feel like I waste the day, like, because of sadness. And yeah, but I'm glad that I could have this. Now I have like one video before this one that is already ready and edited, but my computer, like iMovie, is not cooperating, so it doesn't let me. It's very hard, oh my god. But I really hope that I can get this one. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna get this out. This was sort of like me searching for events at that time, and this was me doing lists of things to do, and this is literally like friends quality time, and I would put like which ones were expensive, like considering my friends and me, of course, and more stuff that we could do. And this is like my Japan travel, and these are like the names that they had, and then I made little drawings for each one of them, and I would write down everything. Like, I think I have like a cute sticker that I got from I got it from the first convention that I went to, and I would like write down everything that I want to eat. Basically, this is an excuse to like write about food and things that we would do, and experiences that I want to have with them. So much stuff. I know it's nothing like too aesthetic or too cute, like it has barely any decor or like colors in it. Oh look, there's a Gubitama. But I like it that way. as I said, like, I get the joy from the stuff that I'm more or less for food. Wait, that's like Gudetama in flan form. So cute. More stuff, more Gudetama. So adorable. Wait. Attractions, stations that we had to know. This is not like properly researched. This is more like gathering everything in a compilation. Hidden spots. And I put like Gudetama inside of the egg. But I have like many other notebooks like this, full of like travel stuff. I think this is particularly hilarious. I wrote this when I was 13, please do not judge. But I love how the basics say clothes, restaurants, and self-gifts, electronics, beauty, care, spa days. Dude, honestly, I'm not like that, okay? I'm not that spoiled. Please, I was just dreaming.
And these are the few little sweat shops that are left that survived.
And this is just to show you that my belly was humongous. Look at that. That was me in the hospital.